In this module, you will know that there is no single form of feminism in the world. There are different versions of feminism. And in this module and in the coming modules, you will know about certain social groups which have dissociated themselves, detached themselves, separated themselves from mainstream or collective feminism. What are these breakaway groups? And what is their ideology, specific thought and behavior which have led them to this one feminism, mainstream feminism, will be discussed in some detail. It was thought in the beginning of the feminist movement that this movement aims at raising voice of all women, of all color, class and race. It is against patriarchy, male domination, and because of this domination, there is inequality and difference. And then another thing, because of this domination, the males dominate the center of the society and females are pushed towards the margin, periphery of the society, that is marginalized. But in 1970s and 80s, it was felt that Western feminism represents only white, elite, middle elite class, educated women. Okay. So feminism does not, Western feminism does not represent all women. It's split into many feminisms, and this phenomenon is called post-feminism. One offshoot of this is, one branch of this is non-binary or transgender feminism. Okay. These groups, which are known as transgender, think that it's not cisgender and heterosexuality, but transgender and polysexuality that is central principle to organized society. Number one, these people think that the organization of the society into binary gender, male and female, it is not acceptable. We should reorganize society. Okay, how? They say that usually this current organization of society represents only cisgender. Cisgender means that a person is born as male and his personal identity and behavior is also like male. So there is no difference between his biological and cultural identity. Okay, these people are called cisgender, and those who are cisgender, they follow heterosexuality. Their sexual relationships are confined to opposite sex. Okay. And transgender, it means their biological identity and their cultural identity, that is different. Okay. They may be born as male, but their cultural social identity may not match with maleness. These people are called transgender. and they think that sexual relations are not confined to opposite sex, polysexuality. Okay. They add sexuality as fourth identity category. We have discussed that sociolinguistics tells us that we have multiple identities in society, and three of them up to this moment have been very important. Gender identity, we are male or female. Class identity, we belong to lower class, middle class, elite class. And ethnicity or color. So these were main social identity. But these people insist that there is a fourth major social identity, and that is sexuality. This is also called sexual identity. Identity that is based on our sexual behavior, in simple words. In literature and research on language and gender, in literature means the books, the research papers which are available on language and gender, that is our course. Transgender is discussed as mainstream feminism, and this is great cheating on the part of intellectuals and researchers. They are presenting it, promoting it as mainstream feminism, whereas it is not. Okay. The researchers of this area do not differentiate boundary between sexuality that refers to biology. We are male and female, and gender that refers to our social identity, how society sees us as men and as women. So sexual biological identity and social identity, they don't maintain any boundary between them. Okay. We will just discuss some introductory topics about sexuality. Jane Sunderland, a scholar of this area, that she says that study of sexuality, this fourth social identity, is a new development in the field of language and gender, and that's why we will talk about it, but at introductory level, so that you may develop some awareness of this and you may differentiate it from gender. Gender identity and sexual identity, they are two different things. Another reason that I was talking about is to develop awareness among Pakistani youth and Pakistani intellectuals about cultural and moral hazards of sexuality. If we follow this Western idea of sexuality, so what would be the ill effects of this ideology on our culture? So you must have this kind of awareness. We conclude that Western feminism does not represent all women, number one, and number two, some groups within males and females think that mainstream feminism does not represent their sexual identities and their marginalization in society.